Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Anuja Kumar with the news at 9. The headlines. Centre urges state governments to allocate funds for setting up 1023 fast-track special courts for providing justice under POCSO Act. Government repealed 1,486 obsolete and redundant central acts to reduce compliance burden on citizens. Centre steps up support to farmers to produce more pulses for consumers at affordable prices. New comprehensive space policy in approval stage with thrust on enhanced participation of non-government entities including startups. Bihar government sets up SIT to probe deaths in Saran Hooch tragedy. And in cricket, Bangladesh face follow-on against India in Chattogram Test on day 2. And now the news in detail. The government has said that the Department of Justice is implementing a centrally sponsored scheme for setting up 1,023 fast-track special courts since October 2019 to provide speedy justice to the victims of rape and the POCSO Act. Law and Justice Minister Kiren Rijiju said this in a written reply to a question in Rajya Sabha today. He said the centre has also urged the state governments to allocate funds for the setting up of fast-track courts. Mr. Rijiju said the fast-track special court scheme, which was initially for 1 year, has been continued up to the 31st of March 2023 at a total outlay of over 1,572 crore rupees to be funded under Nirbhaya Fund. The government has repealed 1,486 obsolete and redundant central acts from May 2014 till date. Law Minister Kiren Rijiju informed the Rajya Sabha today that obsolete and archaic laws lay down unnecessary compliance burdens on the citizens. He said reducing the compliance burden and reforms in the legal system to make it accessible to the common man has been a resolve of the government. He also said 76 central acts relating to state subjects have also been repealed by the concerned state legislature. The government will take all necessary steps to support farmers to produce more pulses for consumers at affordable prices. The Secretary of the Department of Consumer Affairs, Rohit Kumar Singh, held a meeting with the Pulses Associations in New Delhi today. During the meeting, he said importers will be supported for seamless imports of pulses so that the pulses are available at affordable prices. Mr. Singh said, in the coming year, global availability is expected to be better, with an increase in production expected from Myanmar. A new comprehensive and overarching space policy is in the approval stage. Stating this in Rajya Sabha, Minister of State in the Prime Minister's office, Dr. Jitendra Singh, said that the new policy has undergone extensive deliberations with industry groups, interministerial consultations. He said the new policy shall bring clarity on the role of various stakeholders with a thrust on enhanced participation and hand-holding of non-government entities in the space sector, including the startups. Indian Space Research Organisation has successfully launched 177 foreign satellites belonging to 19 countries through its commercial arms during the last 5 years. These countries include Australia, Brazil, France, Israel, Japan, Malaysia, Singapore, United Kingdom and the USA. Atomic Energy and Space Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh said this in a written reply in the Rajya Sabha today. Dr. Jitendra Singh informed that foreign exchange generated through launching of these satellites is approximately $94 million. The government has added 8,776 million units of nuclear power in the last 5 years. The government in July 2014 announced tripling the quantum of nuclear power generation from the then existing capacity of 4,780 megawatt in 10 years. Minister of State in PMO, Dr. Jitendra Singh, in a written reply in the Rajya Sabha informed that spending for nuclear power generation is also increased from 7,881 crore rupees in 2017-18 to 14,235 crore rupees in 2021-22. A parliamentary panel today recommended setting up a separate department within the Ministry of Defence exclusively for the welfare of the martyred soldiers' families. The panel headed by Jual Oraon presented the 31st report on the assessment of welfare measures available to war widows and families in the armed forces to the Parliament. The committee observed that though the loss of life of a soldier cannot be evaluated in monetary terms, however, the financial grant is helpful in providing a reasonable and respectful life to the family members of the soldier. Further, it also acts as an incentive and encouragement for the youth to join the armed forces. The government has said that the prices of petrol and diesel have not been increased by public sector oil marketing companies since the 6th of April this year, despite record high international prices. Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said this in a reply to a question in the Lok Sabha today. He said India imports more than 85% of its crude oil requirements. Therefore, the prices of petrol and diesel in the country are linked to their respective prices in the international market. Law Minister Kiren Rijiju has said that simultaneous elections of Lok Sabha and legislative assemblies will result in huge savings to the public exchequer. The minister gave this information in a written reply in Rajya Sabha today. Mr. Rijiju said the need for simultaneous elections have been felt as elections have become a big budget affair and expensive. The Law Commission in its 170th report on reform on electoral laws has suggested simultaneous elections to Lok Sabha and state assemblies for the sake of stability in governance. The government has informed that over 2,800 digital news publishers have furnished information under the Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code of the Information Technology Act 2000. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur informed the Lok Sabha that the Code of Ethics shall be followed by publishers of news and current affairs on digital media and publishers of online curated content, that is, OTT platforms. Tourism Minister G. Kishan Reddy today has said the government has taken several steps to develop and promote ecotourism in the country. He said this in a written reply in the Rajya Sabha. He said the ministry has identified Eco Circuit as one of the 15 thematic circuits under the Swadesh Darshan scheme. The minister said the government has formulated national strategies for sustainable tourism to position India as a preferred global destination for ecotourism. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Welcome back. President Draupadi Murmu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh and Army Chief General Manoj Pandey attended the at-home reception today at Army House on the eve of Vijay Diwas. The nation celebrates Vijay Diwas to commemorate India's victory over Pakistan in the 1971 war. Giving a major boost to road infrastructure in Kerala, Union Minister for Road and Transport Nitin Gadkari today laid the foundation stones for 15 national highway projects in Thiruvananthapuram with a total cost of 45.536 crore rupees. The infrastructure projects consist of the longest 6-lane flyover in the country on NH66 with a length of approximately 13 kilometers, which will facilitate faster and hassle-free connectivity. Jal Shakti Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat inaugurated the 7th edition of the India Water Impact Summit in New Delhi today. The theme of the summit this year is Restoration and Conservation of Small Rivers in a Large Basin, with emphasis on the select aspects of mapping and convergence of 5 Ps: people, policy, plan, program and project. Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid homage to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel on his death anniversary. The Prime Minister also recalled Sardar Patel's contribution to India, especially in uniting the nation and giving impetus to its all-round development. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that it makes every Indian proud to see the bust of Mahatma Gandhi at the United Nations headquarters. Responding to a tweet by United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, Mr. Modi hoped that the Gandhian thoughts and ideals make the planet more prosperous and further sustainable development. Union Home Minister Amit Shah today participated in the birth centenary celebrations of BAP's former head and world-known spiritual leader Pramukh Swami Maharaj near Ognaj in Ahmedabad. Addressing the gathering, Mr. Shah said Pramukh Swami has done an impeccable work in simplifying the complex spiritual knowledge and taking it to the common man. Mr. Shah also praised the massive spiritual work Pramukh Swami Maharaj has done at the global level. The Bihar government has constituted a special investigation team, SIT, to probe deaths due to the consumption of spurious liquor in the Saran district of the state. Talking to AIR News, the Saran district magistrate Rajesh Meena said raids are being conducted to nab the culprits engaged in the spurious liquor trade.
डिपार्टमेंट को लिखा गया है और इसमें जो भी अधिकारी हैं, चाहे वो अनुमंडल के अधिकारी हों, चाहे प्रखंड के अधिकारी हों, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन हो, चाहे पुलिस एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, सभी को सख्त हिदायत दी गई है कि अपना अपना कर्तव्य और दायित्व पूरे कर्तव्य निष्ठा के साथ निभाएंगे। नहीं तो इसमें जो भी संलिप्त होगा, जिसकी लापरवाही इसमें अगर परिलक्षित होगी, तो सबके ऊपर कठोर कार्रवाई इसमें की जाएगी।
Meanwhile, the death toll in the Hooch tragedy in the Saran district of Bihar has risen to 40 as 6 more people have died. Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal said it is a matter of pride for all the countrymen as the Hockey World Cup is being organized in India this time. The Hockey World Cup will be held from the 13th to 29th of January at Bhubaneswar in Odisha. Unveiling the World Cup trophy of the Federation of Hockey India at Chandigarh today, the Chief Minister expressed hope that this time the Indian hockey team will perform better and definitely win the World Cup. The Indian women's hockey team will look to continue their winning run in the FIH Women's Nations Cup 2022 when they face Ireland in the semi-final in Valencia, Spain tomorrow. Spain will face Japan in the other semis. The final will be played on Sunday. In the FIFA World Cup, defending champions France stormed into the final, beating Morocco 2-0 in the second semi-final at the El Bayt Stadium last night. With this win, France will become the first defending champions to reach the successive finals.
In football's World Cup 2022, defending champions France and Argentina will face each other for the title in Qatar on Sunday. France defeated Morocco by 2-0 yesterday, ending Morocco's dream of becoming the first African team to play in the finals. The French team has reached the final for the second consecutive time and overall for the fourth time. Prior to this, France played the finals 3 times, winning the title twice in 1998 and 2018, whereas in 2006 it was the runners-up. On the other hand, if Argentina wins the World Cup, Messi's name will be added to the list of greatest players like Pele and Diego Maradona. Messi has become the highest scorer in World Cup history with 11 goals. It will be interesting to see who bags the Golden Boot in the title match. With Payal Sharma, this is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay, AIR News, Delhi.
In the first cricket test match against India at Chattogram, Bangladesh are facing a possible follow-on on day 2. Bangladesh trail India by 271 runs as they made 133 for 8 in their first innings at stumps. Mushfiqur Rahim scored the highest 28 runs for Bangladesh. For India, Kuldeep Yadav took 4 wickets and Mohammad Siraj took 3 wickets. And now let's have a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will have a clear sky. Minimum temperature will be 6 degrees Celsius while maximum will be around 24 degrees. Mumbai is expected to have partly cloudy sky towards afternoon or evening. Kolkata will have mainly clear sky while Chennai is expected to have a mainly clear sky. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Centre urges state governments to allocate funds for setting up 1,023 fast-track special courts for providing justice under POCSO Act. Government repealed 1,486 obsolete and redundant central acts to reduce compliance burden on citizens. Centre steps up support to farmers to produce more pulses for consumers at affordable prices. New comprehensive space policy in approval stage with thrust on enhanced participation of non-government entities, including startups. Bihar government sets up SIT to probe deaths in Saran Hooch tragedy. And in cricket, Bangladesh face follow-on against India in Chattogram test on day 2. That is all in the news at 9. Good night.
We remain vigilant whether the sea is calm or in a boom. We are constantly prepared to assist the nation. We take pride in being members of the Indian Navy.
Decide to join the Indian Navy as a career. Unmarried male and unmarried female candidates can apply online for Agniveer May 23 batch. Last date for submission of online application is 17th December 2022. Visit www.joinindiannavy.gov.in. Indian Navy, an ocean of opportunities.